record. There we go. That way, at least the actual video feed is going to be kept somewhere. All right.
Sorry, I don't have a better webcam.
It's all right. It's probably as good as mine. It's gonna.
Your picture's way clearer than mine.
Is it? It's just because I got the lights up. I'm gonna crack a beer as well before we go. Oh look!
Don't turn the lights on. I can put lights on.
What do you think of that?
Ah, the 3, 2, 3. Yeah. Do you want me to turn the lights on?
Yeah, go for it.
Probably better.
Just gonna.
Is that better?
There we go. This is some homebrew.
Is that your homebrew?
Yeah, it's actually like on the bottle. There's a couple of bits of crusted glass from where another bottle exploded that I didn't get around to cleaning off, obviously. So I call it.
I've got a kit. I've got a kit there. I'm gonna make my own homebrew. It's I've got plastic bottles with it, so hopefully they don't explode.
I'll send you my ginger beer recipe. I call this one Ginger Nero because it's got habaneros in it.
Oh shit!
It's good. It's got a kick. Okay.
I want to get a still, make some rum.
Oh hell yeah, yeah! I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Is that good?
Remily.
Remily. All right, here we go.
These days, there is a lot to balance. But Grammarly ensures you communicate at your best.
Fuck off.
Grammarly's the shit. This is it, eh? This is it.
This is it.
Oh, doesn't this place bring back some memories?
You got the sound?
Sick animation. Yeah, yeah.
Go.
Oh, snap. You made this, bro?
Yep.
That's fucking dope.
I wouldn't want to spend 4 years on it. It looked like shit.
I remember this day, man, doing bombs off the... I can't believe it took us that long to find that spot, too. We pulled up, we were like, oh, this is sick. Let's do some bombs. There he is. Baby face.
Good grammar and spelling are important.
Honestly,
but if you
I gotta
want to write essays,
I gotta cut these ads out.
Family, yeah.
And me and my two best friends, we were about to become two best friends because one of us was leaving forever, and that was
It doesn't
Callum.
make any sense, does it?
If you remember my video, the drug forest video, Callum and Chili and myself, we were like 3 legs of a tripod, like this tripod.
Fucking tripod. A tripod. Oh my God.
You're
Sorry,
clips,
it's really
bro.
hot up here, and I'm sweating a lot. But yeah, this is a story of the last day that we spent together. I recommend. It's right over there. Right over there. You should go. We'll go down there later. We'll film some B-roll down there. You see that. You'll love it.
2006.
Was it?
I don't know.
There's a little parking lot.
What
that we
happened to it
pulled
after
into,
2006?
just down around where the beach and some eyebrow. Yeah.
I was just
You're not allowed to
molting.
start fires on the beach.
So
That's just
professional,
silly.
bro.
Remember when that happened, bro?
They go up to their car and find an axe in their windscreen.
When he was like,
Oh, he was smashing up people's
good
tourist
grammar
cars
and
and
spelling
shit.
are important. But
God,
if you want
I'm
to
gonna
write
cut-
essays that
Yeah.
inspire,
I'm gonna cut all
Bro,
of
it's
the
because you're
rollouts.
so
So we
shit
knew
at
about this
spelling,
guy. We
that's
knew he
why
was quite notorious. I had to run him with this guy. His little cabin to his
He wasn't
Pajero
happy,
truck.
eh?
I'm not going to use a Pajero in the
Yeah.
animation because I didn't find a die cast of one that I was willing to pay for.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're just
So we're
like,
going to
well,
use a
this
Toyota
fucking
Land
guy.
Cruiser, but you get the picture. That's the only
I'm trying to remember how it went in my head that like the mood just changed and you and Chili were just like, let's go. And you were never like that. You're like, never like,
Yeah,
oh.
we were like, we need to leave. We need to leave.
And I was like,
Yeah.
what? You guys are
Yeah,
usually
like,
the.
so, like it just there was just a weird vibe, eh? Like I mean, we'd spent that long years going to Meadow Bay and just having a good time as young kids. And then when
Yeah.
we were there, man, there was just this vibe of like, man, we got to get out of here. It's like something's not right.
Yeah. I'm so nervous about showing this. I'm like all shaky. I think it's just the beer. Ugh. All right. We'll continue.
accuracy in this. Not shooting with a gun. They're not dumb. They're hunting us, for sure, but they're not dumb. They were shooting it with a camera like I'm doing to myself right now. And he came and gave them an earful, told them to get off his land. I was very calm.
So I just want to say that one shot there.
Power drifts.
That was-
Power drifts out of the corner.
that was 18 frames of this car. So I had to draw it 18 times for what, 5 seconds of.
He jumped in, he chased us out.
Mid power slide, but
I was very calm this whole time. I was like, he's just telling us to leave. He's not gonna cause any fuss.
I wasn't calm. I was shitting myself.
But he did. He didn't stop there. He was actually following us.
I can't remember being upset. I don't know what it is. I just can't remember being like, we're in trouble.
It was perplexing, man. It was like, is this really happening? Like, what is going on right now? Are you fucking serious? Like, what's happening? Like, not even angry. It wasn't until he hit us where I was like, oh fuck, like, okay. It's sort of like you snap in an emotional state of, okay, I'm starting to panic now. What's this crackhead gonna do?
Yeah, because I thought it was gonna stop at the gate and then that's us, you know?
Yeah.
You've totally frozen at this.
Let me see if I can fix it. It freezes all the time, bro. Hang on.
It's all good.
Hey,
he faded back in. All right.
Faded back.
Continue with the story.
And I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I was like, we haven't done anything wrong. No, this guy chasing us is really, he's the one.
You were so strangely calm.
If he does anything wrong,
I couldn't understand it. I was always mad about it.
We'll be fine. I think I was still a bit of a child in that sense. But he followed us out of the car park and
let's
out
just
of the
calmly
campground,
talk to this
and
man.
he started chasing us down that road. You can see there. He shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing that. So we're fine. We're going to be fine. I thought he'd hop out and have a yell at us like he's done to me before in the past, but Chili didn't take that chance. He booted, pedal to the metal, and we just took off out of there. We managed to get off this flat part and follow along that road there.
Me and Chili looked at each other and we were like,
truly
what do we do? What do we do right now? Do we get out
sort of
and
5 to
bash
6
this guy?
kilometers are all gravel roads,
what do we do?
weaving out,
We're just
one-way
like,
bridges,
just drive.
Which was...
The thing is, like, we could have taken him, 3 of us against one skinny little guy, and we were just like, but I think if we tried to hop out, he would have like run us over or something.
It wasn't a good idea. It was like, get back to the house.
Yeah, get to home ground.
Was in favour of oncoming traffic, so if there'd been a car coming, we would have been fucked. We bolted through all that bridge. Chili was driving like a madman. Because of the curvature of the road, we had to pull into the opposite lane, and we nearly had a full-on collision with another motorist.
Shit, and all this I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was like the worst part. That was the part that freaked me out the most. I was like,
a little bit of poo came out, I think, when that happened. That was the scariest thing. I was just like, wow. Well, I've had a good solid 18 years, and now I'm dead.
I was fine with everything up until that moment, and like I think it was like seeing the look of shock in this bystander. Like it was just a split second of this guy and like us being right there, and then Chili just swerved around him. But yeah,
that little tin can 323 was not made to go around gradual corners that speed.
No, and especially not after being like having the shocks and the brakes all fucked with by being rammed off the road.
It's true.
Yeah, it's like I should have mentioned that in this video. It was amazing that it could even operate after that.
We'll pull off. We'll go to like Kaitaia or Cable Bay. We'll probably get there before he does. He won't see which way we go. We've got the whole of State Highway 10 to ourselves, and there's a police station in either direction. And we'll just tell on him, and he'll get in trouble, and we can go our separate ways.
See, my problem was trying to
just tell on him.
I was trying to communicate this to you guys. I was like, hey, look, we'll just keep going. He's not going to follow us. Because I think we got to the shop before he got clear of Mad-Eye Bay Road. So he wouldn't have seen which way we went. Or maybe he did because he got
he caught up to us by the time we were going past Matt's house.
Yeah.
Where Matt used to live, looking out over Carrington.
Yeah.
I think by the time we got there on that straight, he'd caught us again. And so me and Chili were just like, all right, let's go to your house, Chili. We've got guns there.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry, Chili. I've forgotten your mum's name. Joanne? Anyway, Jed and Joanne.
Carol.
Maybe.
I know. I figured it out.
They're sitting there at the table, having a cup of tea. Okay, I'm kidding. He didn't die on the driveway. He didn't get shot. They didn't take the guns outside. That whole part with the guns, you could say it didn't even happen. They ran.
Well, that part wasn't on the police statements anyway. Yeah, like watching you guys stand at the staircase and like peer down, like pump. I think you had like a bolt action and Chili had a shotgun.
We both had a pump. I had my pump action shotgun.
That's right.
And Chili had his semi-automatic shotgun.
Well, I'm not going to change. I'm not changing the animation.
We were just stacking them full. We were just like, and then we were like looking at each other and we're like, this isn't going to end well. Like this isn't the right way to handle this. Like what are we going to do? Shoot this man? Like I don't think this warrants us shooting him.
I think one time
we were so pumped up, man. We were so pumped up. We're like, yeah, fucking shoot this dude. Well, I remember, and then we went out onto the balcony and we were just hurling abuse at him. In his bedroom, like he had a balcony over the garage. Like we were safe on the balcony, so we put the guns on the bed in case we needed them, and just went outside and just proceeded to hurl abuse at this fucking guy.
It's fucking incredible, you know. So he was a picture of calm. He was like the water you see behind me, boss. Tranquil, inviting almost. That sounds a bit weird now. I'm just thinking about swimming. I'm sweating my ass off up here, to be honest. He talks the guy down.
To be fair, I can probably say it now. Unfortunately, Jed's no longer with us. But to be fair, Jed also did have for home security. He was a badass, man. He had this Mossberg 12-gauge pump-action shotgun that had a magazine extension on it and could hold like 13 rounds. He stacked it. It had a heat shield on it, so you could unload all 13 and not burn your hands. He stacked it and just put it behind the door before he opened the door to talk to this dude. He was ready to go. Okay. Yeah, man. He was ready to go. He had a Mossberg 12-gauge pump-action with an arm's reach behind the door. He just opened the door, had his hand on it. He's like, hello, what's the matter? This guy, whoever this dude is, man, he had no idea. Within like 2 seconds, Jed could have pumped him full of like 5 rounds.
I can just remember the one time I was ever scared of Jed was I lent him a book. Hold on, I'll get it. It's over here. No, it's upstairs. It's upstairs in the toilet. But it's
Must be a good book.
Oh yeah, I haven't even finished reading it for the 50th time yet. But it's Conor Gliddon's Rome Emperor series.
Yeah. I remember when you were reading those books. I borrowed those off you. I read them too. They were great books.
Good books, but we're not here to review the books, Callum. Okay, just
That's
keep
true.
it
That's true.
professional. But on the cover it says, "If you liked Gladiator, you'll love this." Gates of Rome, Conor Gliddon. And I just remember lending him the first book, and I lent it to Chili, and then I think Jed borrowed it, and he read it. And then Chili rang me up one day. He's like, "Do you have Gladiator?" And I was like, "You mean the movie with like Russell Crowe?" And he was like, No, Gladiator. And I was like, "No, like Gladiator's a movie, bro. It's on like Sky and shit. You're gonna have to just watch it." And then his dad like grabbed the phone off of him and said, "Have you got Gladiator?" And I was like, "Gladiator's a movie." And I was like trying to explain to him how accolades on books work. I was like, it's for people who don't watch or read books and only watch movies, to say if you like movies, you'll love this book. And he goes, "Listen here, I want Gladiator. I want the Gladiator book." And I'm sitting on the other end of the phone like, I'm sorry, there's no Gladiator
I don't have it.
book. I had to explain to him that there's no book, and he was just like livid. I was like, "It's a movie with Russell Crowe," and he says, "Are you not entertained?"
I would have just been like, nah, don't have it.
I was like started typing. I was like, the Spaniard walks through a field of wheat. His hands lightly brush the.
He's so frightened.
Like,
you just start writing.
Yeah, I wrote the book and I gave it to him. Here it is, the original manuscript.
Took 6 years to do the illustrations.
He read it and he's like, "You could turn this into a movie."
Russell Crowe could play the lead.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever like seen his scary side. Otherwise, he was just a sweetheart, you know.
I've seen it a few times.
They turned up to Chili's house and there was, a police car outside, and they just walked in and were like, "What have you done this time? What are you guys up to? Is this your idea of sending him out, getting him arrested one last time?" Not that we ever got Callum arrested, but so that was...
Yeah, we never got caught.
That's the long and short of it. We ended up having a party for Callum. Had a party for Callum. It was a bit of a low burner. Got some photos, I'll chuck them up. I was in my pajamas. It was fun. It was cool.
Is your pajamas?
I don't know. I was just in my...
About 3 months later, after we'd all moved away, we managed to...
I think I'd gone home and thought I was in trouble from my parents. So I got home and I was like...
Were you?
I don't know if I was in trouble. I think there was that disappointment.
Anyway, guys, that basically concludes the entire story today. So thank you very much if you've stuck with me this far.
All right. That's pretty much it, man.
Sick one. That's wicked. I love the animations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Do you have any contestations to the series of events?
No, that's pretty much how it went down. I just it was funny. It was funny when everybody rocked up and the cops are at Chili's house and they're like, "What the fuck have you done?" And we're like, "Nothing. We didn't do anything this time. I swear." They're like, "Bullshit." It
was such a bad look, eh?
It was. I mean, in retrospect, what a great day, have an adventure and then get absolutely plastered, with your mates at a farewell party.
Yeah.
And fun times. I'm glad we didn't shoot him. I don't think, if he knew how armed to the teeth Chili and I were at that point in our lives, I think he may have made some different decisions.
I don't know if he would have. I don't know if he would have. I think he would have turned around and gone, it's worth it. This is the hill I die on, literally.
The fact that we didn't have, 2 or 3 guns in the car already was lucky, because at that time we usually did, because we're pretty, young, stupid teenagers that there wasn't much to do out there, except go hunting, fishing. So that's usually what we were always doing. So it was lucky.
You would have had a bit of a problem though, because you would have been like, Nick passed me the 22 caliber. I'd be like, "Which one is it? Oh, I don't want to touch any of them." I was the guy in the back seat.
Yeah. Like, the big one, pass the big one.
The boom stick.
But we're lucky too, because so much you're panicking, right? Like, you're a young kid, this older man has just rammed you off the road, you're shitting yourself. It's a very scary experience. Mistakes could have very easily been made. Poor decisions could have very easily been made.
Yeah.
That's when these things happen, is when you are in that flight or fight mode. It would have been easy to panic and shoot this dude.
Yeah. And
it would have been, and it's lucky that it didn't happen.
I don't think it was fair for him to be, I don't want to say it's not his right to be it, but I don't think it was fair for him to actually be a dock ranger, especially that time of year when there's a whole bunch of
tourists. Was he a dock ranger?
He was, yeah. He'd been put in as a dock ranger as part of the dispute settlement.
I just thought he was some random
squatter
guy who thought he owned the land.
No, he was installed in the ranger hut and everything. That's where he came down from. And I never knew that. I really?
Just thought he was this. Yeah, no, I never knew that. I thought he was just this random guy who thought he owned Mad-Eye Bay. Because I remember there was a period of time where a lot of the locals that felt they had been hard done by or whatever were trying to claim a lot of the government land, which fairly a lot of it, I think back then, I think they had a rightful claim to a lot of it, to be fair. But not Mad Bay, you know. I just thought he was one of those guys.
Yeah.
Because I remember they brought in big rocks and tried to block off the road and all this sort of stuff.
They put a metal bar across that bridge that I saw beautifully animated there. And I remember they locked it off and said no one else can go through here. And my dad was like, we should put a lock on the other side and say none of them can come back over here.
Yeah, your dad would say that. He was a crack up.
Yeah.
But I never knew that. For a government employee to act that way.
Yeah. Like, I don't think that...
He's got to be a crackhead, right? He's got to be a junkie or something.
Yeah, I don't think they could have even approached that angle just because there was so little leverage of them. Like, they'd given him that piece to sort of lord over there so that they didn't have to go down that dispute. But, like, I think that the grounds of the dispute were that the Department of Conservation land had been sold to the Department of Conservation for the purpose of becoming a camping ground. And the grounds of their dispute were, well, we sold it for like, I don't know, let's say $1 million 30 years ago. And now it's worth 20 times that much. So we want more money, or we want the land back because it's not. And it's like, well, inflation? They're like, well, inflation is part of the whole system you've enforced upon us when we were colonized, and it was never like in the treaty. And so we don't have to observe that. We just want what we're due. And it's hard because it's like, well, I see where you're coming from, but that was 200 years ago, and we're in this reality now, and we have to all get along.
Things have changed. Yeah. I mean, that's a touchy subject for two white guys to talk about on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
But
aren't you Māori?
I am. There's one in there somewhere. I don't.
I remember you would like say, "I'm so fucking angry with what my ancestors did to my other ancestors." They'll be like, "Which ones?"
Family feuds.
But that's what we all are, right?
We're all a bit of everything, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
But if I didn't know that he's a dock employee. You know, for a dock employee, I mean, man, that is a man that takes his job seriously. You know, like,
I'm not getting my fucking geckos.
I mean, to be fair, there's probably a solid chance that he's seen me and Chili doing stuff we shouldn't have been down there in the past, and probably thought we were doing it again.
Yeah.
And just lost his shit, you know?
Yeah.
High probability. But still, you know, as a government employee, you're like, man, as a dock ranger, like, you can't conduct yourself like that. Ramming someone off, like a bunch of kids in a car, like ramming them off the road.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit, bro.
I can remember a few years ago, there was a fire out in Karikari. Hold on. Let's just look up Karikari fire. Oh, volunteer fires.
Was that the one that was on the, what's that big hill called there?
No, it was out on the peninsula, out Meadow Bay, like on the that portion of land. And like they had to, that settlement, they had to like go down to Karikari Beach and like swim around the rocks to like that big white sand beach to get away from it. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's all hearsay, but somebody was saying that he caused the fire. And then I think I heard from Dad that there was a warrant for his arrest, and they come out looking for him, and what they'd done was they had one of those big blue 40-gallon drums, and it was like filled with metal rods, and they'd made a lid and welded the rods to it, and he had to hop in with that sticking out, so it just looked like a bunch of metal rods sticking out. And they could see, you could see the dust trail of people arriving. So every time somebody arrived unannounced, he'd just go pop in the drum. And they just like, they got tipped off by somebody that he was in the drum. And they went and like lifted the lid up one day and said, "Hello, we're here for you."
We have a warrant.
Found you. All right, you try find us. We're gonna go count to 100.
Surprise, motherfucker! That man, I would pay a substantial fee to have seen that.
Yeah,
that would have been hilarious. He looked so. When we had the court case, I was stoked because I got like a couple of days of work paid, and the court paid me to come on. I was like, fuck yeah! And man, just seeing him walk out into the box that they have for the defendant in the court trial.
Yeah.
Looking at this man, I was like, man, I was so afraid of you. Looking at him now.
And your power's just been taken away, you know?
Yeah. I was just like, you're not frightening at all, you little man.
You look very sincere. I can just remember, I can't remember the court case too well. I can remember sitting in there next to Luke from school. I think that was the last time I saw him, which was pretty sad. You heard about Luke passing away?
Yeah, he died in a driving accident, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really sad. I remember that.
Yeah, actually, there's a hook and chain story from that, but I'll do that and then I'll loop back to what I was going to say about what I remember about that day. Because he died. He saw a checkpoint and he knew he was over the limit, so he turned around.
Yeah.
And they chased him and he drove into a power pole or something. But that same night, my sister was out on the booze and she stopped in Taipa Tavern, and there's a lady there. I don't know if you know the Taipa Tavern folks, but one of the proprietors, they just call her Fruitcake.
Not since I used to drink there with you when we were like 18.
Yeah,
and we would go at lunchtime.
Yeah, like I didn't know her. I think I knew her by sight, but I never spoke to her. But her name was Fruitcake, and she was like, I don't know if she owned the bar or if she was a regular that worked there. But my sister was there just buying something from the tavern to like some premixes to take to a party, and she said to her, "Oh, be careful the what do they call it? The party bus. The party bus is out tonight." And she's like, "Don't get caught." And Holly was like, "You too, ha ha ha." Then Holly went out to a party, and she was gonna stay the night there, and she had like one glass of red wine or something, and she decided she was gonna go home. She didn't even want to be there, and she was like, "Oh, I'll just drive home." And she was driving along and saw the checkpoint. She was like, "I'm sure I'll be fine." She got pulled over, and they're like, "You're above the limit." So she's in this party bus in Kaitaia. It was all these drunks, and she looks next to her, and Fruitcake's sitting there next to her. And they don't even say a word. They just like, look at each other. Just like, oh fuck.
That's so funny.
That was the same checkpoint. Fucking small town, say.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but
let's go.
Back to the court.
I keep fucking freezing. Shitty webcam.
Back to the court case. Like I remember being in there and like hearing the sentence. And I think we went and got really drunk. Or we'd been no, we didn't stop.
Probably.
We started the night before. I think we were having some drinks at my place, and then we went out to get a pizza from my old work, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we stopped at the gum holes. And I was like, I need to take a piss. And just for people who are watching this, the gum holes are like where we lived. It used to be the peninsula used to be an island, and there's a swamp connecting it to the mainland, and then like the sea levels dropped or whatever, or the swamp raised up. But there were these kauri trees, which were huge, like monolithic trees over 100 meters tall and like 5 meters wide.
Enormous
trees that would make good ships for the English that came. And so they all got cut down, but they dropped gum, and the gum turned to amber in these swamps. And so there was like prospecting for amber, I suppose, where they dig these huge pits in the peat and like take them out and sell them. And so there was like a scenic boardwalk around these gum holes.
Enormous holes.
People would drive to the middle of nowhere to look at these holes. And
damn, son, that's a big hole.
We pulled over, and I remember I only had one pair of clothes with me because I didn't want to pay for. I think the police paid for us to fly there with carry-on luggage only. So I had like a pair of cargo pants, which were tan cargo pants. and a t-shirt and some spare undies or something. And I went to go for a piss, and Chili like backed his car up so that he could see me. And you guys were like giggling at me like, we can see your dick. And so I went to go into the bush to like cover myself because I get terrible stage fright when people watch me urinate. And I just fell into one of these holes, and you guys just saw me just disappear. And it took you a few seconds because you're like,
where the fuck did he go?
Like, I'm in the hole, and like muddy, like peat mud, which is black, stained me up to the knees, and these pair of pants that I didn't wear to court the next day. And I like climbed out. It's like, I don't need to piss anymore. Let's just go.
Just like walking in and you just disappear. Eventually, like, what the fuck? Where'd he go? So you're just like, help! I'm in a hole.
So there was that. There was, I think we watched the 300, like a pirated version of the 300, which will date stamp this nicely. And then on the flight home, I was like really hungover or really drunk still, because I think you guys drove me to the airport, and the only planes that fly out of Kaitaia Airport only have like 3 seats in a row with an aisle.
They're not big.
Yeah, and I was so tired. I was just like, and then
as soon as in Wellington then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I'd just got this nice, sweet, cruisy job, and then I had to tell them, like, I need to go up north for a court case. And they were like, what? I was like, I got driven off the road by a guy, and they were like, okay. And I was like, here's the documents that prove it. Like, it just sounded so made up. But I was falling asleep on the plane, and as soon as I did that, the plane in my head would do this, and I'd be like, oh. And I think that, you know, when you're falling asleep and then you're like, third time I did it, I looked over to this lady on the other side of the aisle, and she's just like, she had like some knitting, and she's just like
terrified.
What the hell's going on? Yeah, good times.
Yeah, that's funny. After the night after that event had happened, and then we were drinking all night, I had to drive all the way to Auckland to start my new job the next day. So I was in the car, I think my mum was driving, and I was just in the car, just like, kill me. I got there, and they're like, you start tomorrow, you need to be up at 3:30 a.m. Cows are down in this paddock, you need to go round them up, bring them up to the shed. I was just like, fuck my life.
What have I done? Oh, good times.
Yeah.
All right, well, do you approve? Is the animation good? Is it true to the story?
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. It's all accurate. That's how it went down.
The only thing that I realized wasn't accurate as I was like putting the final touches on is that I didn't do your wolf tattoo at all.
The old wolf tattoo.
The old wolf tattoo.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, he did have that. He got that halfway through 7th form.
I did, yeah. I did.
Oh, God. So, yeah, missed out on that.
Did me and Chili ever tell you about the other time we got chased by a guy in a car?
No.
So me and Chili, we were shit cunts, let's be honest. I mean, harmless, didn't hurt anyone, but long story short, we were big time hunters, and we're driving along. What was out the other side of the peninsula? What's that called?
Rangiputa.
Rangiputa. We were out at Rangiputa.
Yeah.
And we're driving down the gravel road there, past those big lakes that are there.
Yeah.
And there was this duck sitting in a paddock, and we're like, oh, let's shoot it. So I got the Chili pulled over. I got the 22 out that was in the back seat, lined it up, boom, smack. Oh, fucking got it. And I look up, and the farmer who owns the land was stood right up next to us at the gate, just watching us poach on his land. And he's just picked up his radio and just called in on the radio, and we're like, oh, fuck. Just boosted it past him. He was on a motorbike. And the farmer he was a farmer who worked on the land, like one of the share milkers or something. And the guy who ran the whole block, he lived in a house at the end of the road. So we were flooring it. Nice one. We were flooring it to get away from him, and we've just looked up, and the road goes parallel to his driveway, and we just see him running out to his car, jumping into his ute, and just driving next to us at his driveway. We pulled out just in front of him and boosted down Rangiputta Road, and he chased us. He chased us all the way back to Tokerau Beach.
Did you lose him?
We pulled up onto the beach, and then at the end of Tokerau how there's the gravel road that goes up, and then you can go off to where you used to live.
Oh yeah.
Like, where and Penn's Gully was on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Penn's
At
Gully
the bottom
was
or at the top?
At the bottom. At the bottom one. And his gate was open, and we just pulled into his gully and boosted up, and then just parked the car into like under some trees.
And then just
and
prayed.
We saw him go. Yeah, we just turned the engine off and just sat and waited. And we saw him fly past up the hill, up the gravel road right next to the gully. He thought we'd gone up the gully. We were like, oh, fuck. It was so lucky. This guy was going to beat the shit out of us.
So funny. Reminds me of a story my dad told me that him and my uncle they had a deal in Whakatane that they were going to like clear out some land from trees. And they're like, oh, we'll give you a good price if you let us bring in a bulldozer and just like make a little pond here, because there was like this natural gully, and if you let us come back and do some duck hunting. And the farmer was like, oh yeah, that's fine, and then like they talked about having a bit of a discount to do that. And so they finished working one day, and they went back to the truck, and they got the guns and stuff, and they were waiting, and there were no ducks, and they're like, oh, they'll probably be here more around evening. And they're like, let's just walk over the line and into this other farm and have a look around. And so they went over to this other farm and like saw a pig and shot the pig and had it over Kevin's shoulders. And they were like walking back over the hill to go back to their pond, and they're like see somebody else coming along the pond, and I'm fuzzy on the details. Maybe they hadn't told the farmer that they were going to do this, or maybe they just did it without him realizing that they were going to do it. But they saw somebody else poaching on the land, and they're like, let's just wait here and see what happens. And he's like, he like goes along, and he sees the ducks, and he like tries to shoot one, and they're flying off, and he's trying to shoot them, and he misses all of them, and he like falls down onto his knees in the mud, and he like unzips, and he goes for a piss, and they're like 10 meters away, just dead, because they oh, that's right, they had the pig on their shoulders, and they weren't sure if he was the farmer from the other land, so they didn't want to like out themselves for having poached. And so they're just sitting there in the bush silent, and he finishes taking a piss, and he doesn't move, and my Uncle Kevin's like, he's not. And my dad's like, he fucking is. He's having a
Yeah, fuck.
And so they had to sit there in the silence while this guy has a wank in the mud. Then he gets up and he leaves. And so they're like, fuck, all right, we'll just go home. And
the shit you see out in the bush, bro.
I know. A few nights later, they're at the pub, and they're like telling everyone about this, and it became this running joke. If you're out duck hunting, and if you missed, they'd be like, on your knees. Go on.
That's so funny. Fuck.
Oh,
did I tell you about the time? Another time, me and Chili got chased in that 323.
How many times did you guys get chased? Can you just
a fair few.
To be fair,
a fair few.
I got chased maybe 3 or 4 other times. Mostly by dogs. Stray dogs around Whatafifi was fucking scary.
It was a nightmare.
But there was one time where I don't know if they saw me and they chased me, or if they were just like, it was a complete coincidence. But I'd have this habit of, if I was walking home from Matt's house or your house at night and a car was driving past, I'd just hide in the bush. And like, this is from like being 15, 16, and not because I was scared of the person, but it was more of like I'm a ninja and I can fucking hide in the bush. And so
You
I'd
can't
like,
see me.
yeah. And so I'd naturally go and just hide. And I think it just became an instinct thing as we got older. Because I remember me and you, like, we snuck out, would walk around Tokerau.
Oh, all the time.
And like, we would be like priding ourselves on our skills.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was this one
breaking and entering. No.
Yeah, I was walking back from Matt's, and I was coming down the hill towards where your house is, just before the rise where your house is. And a truck was coming, and there's like a couple of windbreak trees, but they weren't very big. And then there's that like brush. And so I sort of jumped in the grass around there, and I thought I was fairly well hidden. And then the truck got up over the hill, turned around, came back, and like drove up onto the grass. And so I just like rolled down into that little glen. And I was like, can they see me? And I ran through that thicket and up the hill. And then I think I like cut through Penn's Gully and like got back up to whatever road and got back to my house. And then I rang Matt and was like, some guys tried to run me over. But they could have just been driving on to like skid on that land before it got developed.
Who knows out there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that all the time. Drive up on there and do some skids.
But Matt's dad like rang a few people and was like, who the fuck did this? And I was like, they might have just been driving around. But yeah, he got fired up.
Well, me and Shirley were in the 323. You know that straight bit along Inland Road there?
Which one?
There's a real straight. There's like the longest straight bit. That's
is it road before? It's between where there's the lake, and then it goes straight, and then there's like a bit of a turn, and then it turns off to Coca-Cola Lake.
Yeah. Me and Shirley were seeing how fast we could get as 323, which like it's like a 4-speed tiny little piece of crap.
And then as soon as you drive out of the windbreak, you get pushed.
The bonnet was like about to fly off on this thing. We were doing like 138 Ks or something, like something you would easily do in a normal car with no issues. So obviously speeding, obviously stupid and dangerous, but you know, young guys, whatever. And we were coming towards the peninsula, and there was, we see another car, and we're like, oh, I'll be all right, just keep pushing it. And we were stuck at 138 Ks. The car was just like, rah, rah, rah. Like that was as fast as it was going. And then this other car gets closer, it's the police. We're like, fuck, there's never police out here, like never, like you never see cops. And we just look behind us, whoop, lights are on, we're like, oh, fuck. We looked at each other, we're like, what do we do? It was like, just floor it. Keep going. So we just kept it and forth, boosted around Inland Road, pulled off the first, after the big lake, you sort of come around and then you can turn down to go down to Tokerau Beach there.
Yeah, I don't know what that lake's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Pulled off there, went down the boat ramp, and then pulled up into the sand dunes and just turned the car off and just sat. And then we heard the cops went straight past, like, whoa, straight past. And we're just sitting in the sand dunes like, wow, that was close. That was stupid.
I love how all of your stories end with turning the car off and hiding.
Yeah. The funny thing was, it was the same cop that had come with that incident with that the same bright yellow car.
He was a local, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the Maunganui police officer. He was actually a really nice guy. He was a really good cop.
Mike Plant or something?
Whenever we'd get into, like,
he
knew
wait.
pretty well.
I never thought of this. Wasn't his surname Plant?
Oh, shit, I don't know.
I think it was.
Remember his name.
I think it was Mike Plant or Mark Plant. And isn't that a really fucked up name for a cop?
Yes, especially in Northland.
Yeah, like we found the drugs on him. Plant found the drugs on him.
Yeah. He was like one of those cops where he'd just be like, oh, you know, boys will be boys, you know. It's just like, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about the time that my sister and her friend ran someone over?
Oh my god.
You remember Amber?
Amber. Sherry's sister?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I remember Amber. Yep.
Yeah, this was like I was in 7th form. I remember I was coming home, and in Taipa there was like this burnt out car, and there were cops everywhere. So like the local force was there, and they got the highway patrolmen, and they were like real assholes. But what had happened was they were cruising around. I think it was that same summer you'd already left. And Holly and Amber were driving around, and Amber does this thing where if she sees someone she knows, just wait. If she sees someone she knows, she drives up behind them to give them a fright, and then she swerves before she hits them. And they were driving down Inland Road, like just after that hill along, but before after the dump. Sorry, I got a cold.
Yeah.
Before, just like parallel to the olive blocks, and there was this guy walking along the left-hand side of the road, just in the middle of the night. They saw his back, and Amber's like, "Oh, that's that guy that has been hanging out." Like he was a holiday maker. And so she drives up behind him because they've been hanging out, and she's like, "I'll give him a fright." And then she just like zoned out and forgot to swerve. And I shouldn't be laughing, but she fucking ran him over.
Like went over him.
Like he rolled up over the bonnet. Like this is not funny. That's not the funny part.
I'm not surprised that happened though. Like
it's a bit scary. But bro, they got out of the car and went to apologize, and it wasn't the guy. It was some random guy hitchhiking down the road at like midnight.
Oh shit.
So he didn't even get the joke. And then I didn't know that any of this had happened because I like I said, I saw the burnt out car with the cops, and I got home, and then like because I've been working at a fast food, I had a shower and hopped into bed, and my sister had brought Amber back to our house, and she was in like shock, you know. She was like, I've just killed.
You just run someone over.
And the next morning, like I'd always rile up Holly's friends. And the next morning we get up, and I was I saw her, and she was like sitting there like pale. I was like, who died? I said something. It was so good. Like I was like, actually, that's really funny if you think about it. If you wait, that was quite a good joke. And like she just got real angry. Yeah.
I can't believe she hit somebody with a car. Fuck, that's funny. I mean, it's not, but it is.
In the context.
So stupid.
It's such a dumb thing to do, eh?
It's, I mean, we did some dumb shit, but we never fucking ran someone over.
Oh, God. All right. I think my hard drive's running out of memory, so I might have to stop this recording.
Bro.
And it's 2:00 in the morning here.
Yeah, getting late for you.
Yeah. All right. Hey, it was awesome talking to you, bro.
You too, mate. Good to catch up. And I'm looking forward to seeing the finished thing up on YouTube. I'll show my kids.
Yeah, I'll cut out all the Grammarly ads. I mean,
I legitimately thought you were sponsored by Grammarly.
It's some pretty sweet ad revenue, to be honest. You know, it's nice to get that. But I'll just do the one pre-roll.
We should start doing a podcast.
Yeah, me, you, and Tama, I reckon.
Yeah, that'll be some funny shit.
Yeah, I know. Maybe people will respond to this in a positive way if anyone even watches this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Why would they? I mean,
all right. It's been awesome seeing you. I got to piss real bad now.
Good to catch up, man. I'm gonna go and have some beers and enjoy my Friday night.
Nice. How's legs?
He's cruising, bro. He's over 6 foot long now.
Fuck. Is that not a little bit? Do you get him out and wrap him around?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you do
he
that?
He just shed his skin.
Oh, is that what that is?
Try and get him out.
Is that the
Yeah,
skin?
yeah. He just that's his skin. I'll get that out. I can try and get him out, but he's a bit he's all inside. Like I've built like a little enclosure for him. Yeah. So trying to get him out of that, like he's strong, he's 6 foot long. So if he doesn't want to come out, he just wraps around a rock and like you can't get him out.
Right.
But I'll see if I can. I'll get his skin out so you can see how long he is. Sometimes he wants to come out though, so I can just call him and he'll come out.
Do you play a flute?
Nah. I just.
As a callback to your flute playing photo.
Yeah. my Irish tin whistle.
Yeah, I can't remember what we were doing, but you were like playing all the instruments that night.
I was playing the didgeridoo and the Irish tin whistle and all sorts of shit. Fucking.
Was that his skin?
His head.
Was that him?
Yeah, this is his skin. I've got to take it out anyway because he just shed it. Are you coming out, mate? You like that, mate? You fucking bite me.
What breed is he?
He's a Queensland coastal carpet python.
So he has fangs but no poison.
He doesn't have fangs. I ripped his skin. There's still half of it in there, but it's pretty
fucking hell, man.
Like that's touching the floor, and then that's my arm up there. So he's actually he might be a bit bigger than 6 foot now. But
that's like that, at least.
I mean, I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'2", so he's got to be about he's probably about 8 feet long. I could say.
Jesus. Keep him
I'll see if I can
fed.
get that. Yeah, he eats rabbits.
Rabbit. Wait.
Come here, champ. Yeah.
You have to buy rabbits for him.
Rabbits. Yeah, I have to buy rabbits for him. I have to get, but it's illegal to have rabbits in Queensland, so I have a special license. So I have to get them imported from New South Wales to feed it, because it's a $50,000 fine if you have a rabbit in Queensland. So I have to get them special ordered. And
does it extend to the vibrators, or is it just the mammals? Nah, he's not having a bit of this.
No, he's not keen. He might come in. Come here, you grumpy fucker. He's a bit of a grumpy old bastard now. He's like...
He's just taking after you.
He's an old man for a snake. Yeah. So he grabs onto the rock, he doesn't want to let it go.
God damn.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's are you not worried he's gonna like bite your nads or something?
I've had him since he was about as big as a pencil. Let go of it, you bastard. Fuck's sakes, you idiot.
I'm so glad New Zealand didn't get snakes, eh?
He's annoying because he grabs on everything and tries to, like, he'll wrap around everything.
Did I tell you about the time I found a snake in our garden?
Come through this way. You found a snake in your garden?
Yeah, I was clearing out. It wasn't even far up in the bush. It was just outside our house. I was clearing it out, and there was a snake about, like, only this long, slithering through the garden. Right, so I got this container, trapped it, and I called Department of Conservation. I called Animal Control. I was like, "What do I do? There's a snake." They're like, "There's a snake." I was like, "Yeah, it was slithering like this through."
Yeah, right.
And they were like, "Okay, could you describe it to us?" And I was like, "It's brown. It's got like a flat nose." And I was like, "Fuck, it's growing legs." It was just
legless lizard.
Nah, it was just like a skink. But what it did was it had tucked its legs in and it was slithering like a snake. And I saw it, I just freaked out.
Yeah, fuck. Just pretending to be a snake. Oh
and then,
shit!
And then like when I was like, I told them I was like, it's just a skink, and they're like, oh, like our job is so boring, and you just fucking.
Dude,
right,
that is fucking funny.
You all right there?
That is so funny. Yeah,
he doesn't ever choke you out, or?
Nah.
Wow.
So I used to, I've had him since he was about, like I said, like as big as a pencil out of an egg. And he used to just go everywhere with me. He'd just chill on my shoulder when he was little and just sort of hang out.
Yeah.
So he's super tame. He's a bit grumpy sometimes, but he's really tame.
Yeah.
And but on about 3 separate different occasions, I was in like Woolworths or something doing some grocery shopping, just having chilling out. And a woman just with a phobia or something just would absolutely freak the fuck out, just like screaming like, oh my God, like freaking out, running down the aisle. Like, I was like, fuck, I better stop taking him out.
Maybe she didn't like gingers.
No, it wasn't me. It was definitely the snake.
It was definitely the snake wrapped around my shoulder.
Not my snake either, but let's see if I can get a...
Nah, he's a bit camera shy.
He's a bit camera shy, but yeah, he's getting big.
Yeah, man.
He's strong, man. Like you can see, like he can just hang on with the back of his tail. Like he'll come up,
wrap himself around your larynx.
Yeah, like basically, if you just keep calm, he'll stay calm.
Yeah.
As soon as you start like freaking out, then he'll get all tight.
Yeah.
But, like he's super relaxed right now.
I've held one snake before. I don't know what breed it was. It was probably half that size, and I was like 11. And I just remember feeling it like just kind of tighten around here, and I was like, ah! And that's when they took the photo of me going, ah!
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're incredibly powerful animals, man. Like you can feel like it's just a tube of muscle, basically. Like so strong.
When was his last feed?
He's hungry now because he hasn't been fed for about a month and a half. And I don't feed him when he's coming into a shed. Like you saw, he just shed his skin, so I don't feed him when he's shedding. He only eats once every... In the winter, I basically don't feed him in winter at all.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need it. In the summer, like in the warmer months here in Queensland, I feed him once every 6 weeks. So
nice.
And he gets a rabbit. My daughter's budgie died, so I fed him that. And the kids were really, really interested to see how that went.
Oh my God. At least they weren't upset.
Yeah. I love playing with my snake.
God.
He's chill.
I think this has been a very...
Kids are good with him.
It's been a very educational video. We've learned a lot about the life of...
About the Australian wildlife.
Australian wildlife.
Yeah, there, you idiot.
Cool. Well, that was exciting. I'm glad he didn't kill you.
I'm his daddy. He's gonna kill me. Not until he's big enough to eat me, I suppose, then he might.
Yeah. He's working his way up. When does he move to sheep?
Probably another 10 years.
What do you do with his skin? Do you turn it into boots?
I don't know what I do with the skin.
Yeah.
I take it down to the front of my house where there's a kid's bus stop, and I put it on the ground in front of the bus stop. I can sit in my office and look out my window and I wait for the kids to come home from school and get off the school bus and they all lose their shit. It's fucking hilarious. I just sit up here cracking up. It's so funny. Oh man.
Oh shit.
It's the small things in life, you know, like.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh god. All right.
I had a king brown in my garage the other day. That wasn't fun.
No.
It's the third most deadliest snake in the entire world.
Yeah.
I had to get that out of the garage.
Do you kill it or do you get it?
Nah, kill it. Just give it a nudge, and you got to be careful though because they're super aggressive.
Yeah.
They'll come after you. They'll chase you. They'll attack you. So, yeah, this one was pretty chill though.
Look, I think
you just kind of gotta.
What we might do, we might come back and do an episode about snakes one day.
That's snakes, huh?
Yeah, if people like this, I don't know. We'll come back and talk about snakes and white-tailed spiders. Yeah. The only dangerous animal in New Zealand.
I've got a few stories. I've had a few snake encounters. I've been bit before by a wild one.
I would save it for next episode. If we do a podcast, I'm liking that idea.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe we do that.
Yeah, a few good stories of the Australian way of life.
I got pissed so bad, I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm stinging for a beer. All right, bro. Good to chat to you.
Yeah, you too.
I'll chat to you next time.
Yeah, love you.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
Cold, man. You can say it. You can say it if you want to.
What, that I love you?
Yeah, there we go. It's there.
I do love you, mate. Love you. Love that big bull head of yours.
People popping in behind.
That's my daughter, Talita.
Jeez, hello. You got
my
big.
oldest daughter. Yeah, she did, huh? Pretty good. Ice cream.
Ice cream. All right. That sounds like a good call. Right.
I'm gonna make a beer spider.
Sounds good, man. All right. I'll catch you next time.
I'll catch you next time.
All right. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.